Welcome back to Blitz. I'm Brian Carter alongside Habersham Central Raiders head soccer coach Ric Wallace. Coach, thank you for coming on the show with us today and talking about your team, and we're happy to have you on here today.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. We're excited to showcase what these guys have been doing for the last several months and the things we're looking forward to in the coming weeks.
Now, unbelievable. Right now, you're up to number 3 in the state poll, the coaches poll, in 4A soccer, and you're up to number 10 in the all-class rankings. 11-2 overall in the season, 8-0 in the region. Nothing new for Habersham soccer at this point in the year, but is this what you expected coming into the season?
Well, we knew we had a good core of players returning from last year's varsity team. We had a lot of guys that have spent 3 years in our junior varsity program and were ready for their opportunity to step onto the varsity stage. And we we knew they were good players, and we were waiting to just see how they would respond once they got their opportunity. And they've done nothing but work hard and impress on the field. And we're just really excited about where we are at this point in the season, and we still feel like our best soccer is yet to be played.
Now, the only unfortunate thing about this season is what you're going to lose at the end of it. You've got a 12-man group of seniors. Talk a little about them and how special they are to the legacy of Habersham soccer.
Well, last year we graduated 12 seniors as well, and this year it's just a testament to how hard the guys work from the time they step in the program as freshmen, and then the type of training they get for 4 years here. But these guys, they work tremendously hard, and they're proud to be part of the Habersham soccer. And from the time that we start conditioning in the winter, they don't want to be a group that lets all the hard work that previous years have and accomplishments. They don't want to let that die, and they just continue to perform. And right now, this group just gets better and better every time they step on the field.
Are you despaired in any way when looking at next year at all the empty spots on the depth chart? I mean, how do you perceive that you'll fill those shoes that are left by these seniors graduating this year?
Well, we're gonna, there's going to be several holes where it's going to be tough to fill, and we may never fill them complete with the type of guys. The Himmer brothers, they've been starters for us since they were freshmen, and they'll be going off to play at Temple University next year, and that'll be a big void because we haven't had to think about those two spots for the last 4 years. And a couple more, Andres Mora and Miguel Alvarez, and they've just been big parts ever since they were here as freshmen as well. But we also start 5 underclassmen right now, and our JV program is extremely strong, and we've been playing tough opponents in Marist and McIntosh and Whitewater, and we purposely put a tough schedule together for them so that when it's their opportunity to step on the varsity stage, they're ready to go, and so that we don't have any drop off. But this group this year has been, they're very passionate about the game, and I really expect that next year that those guys they play with the same passion, that they'll want to make the most of their opportunity as well.
Now, what makes your season even more impressive is looking at the level of competition that you play. You beat number 7 Lakeside Evans. You went on to beat, I believe it was number 6 or number 8 Dalton here on the home field, and by both those wins by a combined score of 8-2. And the only 2 losses you've had this year are to number 1 Stars Mill by 1 goal, and then at West Ashley in South Carolina. They were the number 5 team in South Carolina. You lost in PKs to them. So when you play those games against the ranked opponents, does that give you a better idea of just how good your team really is?
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you, when we lost those 2, though, it's felt, you would think it was our season-ending loss or something, the way these guys take it, and they really play with such heart and passion that it bothers them every time they lose. But when you win the big games like you do against Lakeside Evans and Dalton, it really just continues to build confidence. And when we play those top teams, and every time, both losses, we felt like we should have come away with the victory in those things, and they take it tough. But it also builds confidence and lets them know that they are definitely one of the best teams in the state. And they continue, and what's even more impressive is they continue to come out and work and try to add to the game, so that by the time late April gets here, we're playing our best soccer, and hopefully we're poised to make a deep run this year.
Now, 4 years in a row, you've won the Region 8 4A title, and it looks like this year could be 5 if you finish out strong. Last year, you make it to the Sweet 16 in the state playoffs, and a few years back, you made it to the Final Four. How have you been able to keep your guys maintaining this level of high play for 5 years running now?
Well, you know, we were extremely fortunate here. There's the group that each year that comes in is very gifted on the ball, and anytime you have players that are good on the ball, then you know it's just getting these guys to buy into working hard and then adapting our style of play to what we have. But you know, and then you know, with the success we've had over the last 4 years. The internal pressure that comes within just being a part here, and the guys not wanting to be the team that lets it in, you know, drives them, you know, is an extremely high motivating factor for them. And you know, and these guys have, you know, from 5 years ago all the way now, they completely buy in to what we try to do here in terms of the way we work and our defensive principles and our defensive game plan, and then you know everything else seems to flow off that. But you know, the guys within the program respect each other and understand how much they rely on each other, and you know they also know how much the coaching staff here cares about them, and you know what we're willing to do to make them the best and to help these guys you know achieve what they're capable of.
Coach, thank you again for being with us here on the show today and talking about your amazing soccer team this year.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
No problem. Coming up next, we're going to get to hear from a couple of Coach Wallace's 2 senior captains, the twin brothers, Nolan and Sawyer Hemmer, coming up next.